You are worthy. You are valuable. You are deserving of respect. These aren't just words, they are truths that many of us forget as we navigate through life. But today we are going to change that. We are going to talk about something that can transform your life, your relationships, and your future. We are going to talk about respecting yourself and having the courage to walk away when necessary. The last time you felt truly respected. Remember that feeling? That's how you should feel every single day. But here's the thing that respect starts with you. It starts with how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, and the standards you set for your life. You see, self-respect is not just about feeling good about yourself. It's about understanding your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. It's about setting boundaries and sticking to them. It's about knowing when to say yes and when to say no. And sometimes it's about having the strength to walk away. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Walking away is not that giving up. Let me tell you right now, walking away from situations, people, or environments that do not serve you is not giving up. It's giving yourself a chance to grow, to thrive, to become the best version of yourself. When you respect yourself, you are sending a powerful message to the world. You are saying, I know my worth and I won't compromise it for anyone or anything. That message changes everything. It changes how people treat you, how opportunities come to you, and most importantly, how you see yourself. But be real, self-respect is not always easy. We live in a world that often tries to tell us we are not enough. Not smart enough, not pretty enough, not successful enough. And sometimes we start to believe it. We start to accept less than we deserve because we think that's all we are worth. Well, I am here to tell you that's a lie. You are enough. You are worthy. And you deserve respect from others and from yourself. So how do we build this self-respect? How do we get to a place where we can walk away from things that do not serve us? It starts with small steps. It starts with the way you talk to yourself. Instead of criticizing yourself for every little mistake, try speaking to yourself the way you would speak to a friend. With kindness, with understanding, with encouragement. Next, start setting boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they are guidelines that show others how to treat you. They are a way of saying, this is what I am comfortable with and this is what I am not. And when someone crosses those boundaries, that's when you need to be ready to walk away. Now, walking away does not always mean a dramatic exit. Sometimes it's as simple as saying no to extra work when you're already overwhelmed. Sometimes it's choosing not to engage in gossip or negativity. And yes, sometimes it's leaving a relationship or a job that's dragging you down instead of lifting you up. It's not just about what you are leaving behind, it's about what you are walking towards. When you respect yourself enough to walk away from what's not serving you, you are creating space for something better. You are opening doors to new opportunities, healthier relationships, and a life that aligns with your values. Your life is like a garden. Self-respect is the fence that protects your garden from harm. And walking away, that's you weeding out the plants that are taking up space but not bearing fruit. It might feel tough in the moment, but it's making room for beautiful new growth. I want you to take a moment and think about your life right now. Are there areas where you are not respecting yourself? Are there situations you need to walk away from? It could be a toxic friendship, a job that's crushing your spirit, or even a habit that's holding you back. Whatever it is, I want you to know that you have the power to change it. You have the power to say, this is not good enough for me. You have the power to demand better for yourself. And you have the power to walk away and create the life you truly deserve. But remember, this is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about making small, consistent choices that honor your worth. It's about catching yourself when you start to slip into old patterns of self-doubt or people-pleasing. It's about reminding yourself every single day that you are worthy of respect. Respecting yourself does not mean you are selfish. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you respect yourself, you show others how to respect you. You set an example for those around you, especially the younger generation watching you. You create a ripple effect of self-respect and healthy boundaries that can change families, communities, and even societies. So how do we put this into practice? Let's start with some practical steps. First, take inventory of your life. Look at your relationships, your job, your daily habits. Are they adding value to your life? Are they respecting your time, your energy, your values? If not, it might be time to make some changes. Next, start practicing self-care. And I am not just talking about bubble baths and face masks, although those can be nice. I am talking about real, meaningful self-care. Getting enough sleep, eating food that nourishes your body, moving your body in ways that feel good, saying no to commitments that overwhelm you. These aren't luxuries, they are necessities. They are ways of telling yourself, I matter. My well-being matters. Then start speaking up for yourself. If something does not feel right, say so. If someone crosses a boundary, let them know. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but remember your feelings are valid. Your needs are important. And you have every right to express them. The art of walking away. Because make no mistake, it is an art. It requires courage, discernment, and often a whole lot of faith. Walking away is not about being dramatic or making a scene. It's about quietly, firmly choosing yourself. Sometimes walking away means physically leaving a situation. Other times it means emotionally detaching from drama or negativity. And sometimes it means walking away from your own negative self-talk and choosing to believe in yourself instead. When you are considering walking away from something, ask yourself these questions. Does this align with my values? Does this support my growth? Does this bring positivity into my life? If the answer is no, then it might be time to walk away. Walking away is not just about what you are leaving, it's about what you are moving towards. Every time you walk away from something that does not serve you, you are walking towards something better. You are walking towards self-respect, towards peace, towards a life that truly fulfills you. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I walk away and regret it? That's a valid fear. But let me ask you this, what if you do not walk away and regret staying? What if you spend years of your life in situations that drain you, in relationships that diminish you, in environments that stifle your growth? That, my friends, is the bigger risk. When you respect yourself enough to walk away, you are betting on yourself. You are saying, I believe there is something better out there for me, and I am going to find it. And let me tell you, that belief in yourself is powerful. It's the kind of power that can change the entire course of your life. Walking away is not always easy. Sometimes it's downright terrifying. You might have to walk away from financial security, from familiarity, from what everyone else thinks you should do. You might have to face judgment or criticism. You might have to step into the unknown. You are stronger than you know. You are more capable than you realize. And you deserve more than you are settling for. The temporary discomfort of walking away is nothing compared to the lifelong discomfort of staying somewhere you do not belong. Respecting yourself and walking away does not mean you never compromise or that you bail at the first sign of trouble. Healthy relationships, whether personal or professional, require give and take. They require work, and sometimes they require you to stick it out through tough times. The key is knowing the difference between a situation that's temporarily challenging and one that's fundamentally wrong for you. It's about recognizing when you are growing through difficulty and when you are simply suffering needlessly. This is where self-awareness comes in. Get to know yourself. Understand your values, your goals, your non-negotiables. The better you know yourself, the easier it becomes to recognize situations that align with who you are and those that do not. Respecting yourself does not mean you never make mistakes. We are human. We all mess up sometimes. Self-respect is not about perfection. It's about how you treat yourself when you do make those mistakes. Do you beat yourself up endlessly? Or do you show yourself compassion, learn from the experience, and move forward? Remember, the way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you are constantly criticizing yourself, always putting yourself down, never standing up for yourself, that's the treatment you are telling the world you deserve. But when you respect yourself, when you treat yourself with kindness, when you honor your own boundaries, when you walk away from what does not serve you, you are showing the world that you expect to be treated with respect. The incredible things that happen when you start respecting yourself and walking away from what does not serve you. First, you will find that your stress levels decrease. When you are no longer trying to force yourself to fit into situations that aren't right for you, you will feel a sense of relief, a weight lifting off your shoulders. You will also find that your relationships improve. When you respect yourself, you naturally attract people who respect you too. You will start to build connections based on mutual respect and shared values rather than convenience or obligation. Your confidence will soar. There is something incredibly empowering about knowing that you can walk away from anything that does not align with your worth. It gives you the courage to try new things, to take risks, to put yourself out there. You will become more authentic. When you are not constantly compromising your values or trying to please everyone, you can truly be yourself. And let me tell you, there is nothing more attractive, more magnetic than someone who is unapologetically authentic. Your decision making will improve. When you respect yourself, you naturally start making choices that are in your best interest. You will find yourself saying yes to opportunities that excite you and no to those that drain you. You will become more resilient. Walking away from difficult situations builds emotional strength. Each time you choose yourself, you are building the muscle of self-respect. And that muscle will serve you well throughout your life. You will inspire others. When you start respecting yourself and walking away from what does not serve you, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living example of what it looks like to value yourself. I want to address something that might be on some of your minds. Some of you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but it's selfish to always be thinking about myself like this. And that's a valid question. But here is the true self-respect is not selfish. In fact, it's one of the most selfless things you can do. When you respect yourself, when you are fulfilled and living in alignment with your values, you have so much more to give to others. You can't pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself, by walking away from situations that drain you, you are ensuring that you have the energy, the positivity, the resources to truly show up for the people and causes you care about. Moreover, when you respect yourself, you are setting an example for others. You are showing your children, your friends, your community what healthy boundaries look like. You are demonstrating what it means to value yourself. And in doing so, you are contributing to a culture of self-respect that benefits everyone. How to maintain this self-respect once you've started building it? Because here is the thing, self-respect is not a destination. It's a practice. It's something you need to choose every single day. Start your day by affirming your worth. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am worthy of respect. I deserve good things that might feel awkward at first, but keep at it. Your subconscious mind is listening, and over time, you will start to believe it deep in your bones. Throughout your day, check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Are you honoring your boundaries? Are you treating yourself with kindness? If you notice you are slipping into old patterns of self-disrespect, gently guide yourself back. Surround yourself with people who respect you. We become like the 5 people we spend the most time with. Make sure those people are lifting you up, not tearing you down. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Did you speak up in a meeting? Did you say no to something that didn't feel right? Did you walk away from a toxic situation? Celebrate it. Acknowledge your growth. Practice forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness. We all make mistakes. We all have moments of weakness. The key is to learn from these moments, forgive yourself, and keep moving forward. Regularly reassess your life. Are there areas where you are still not respecting yourself fully? Are there situations you are tolerating that you should walk away from? Be honest with yourself and be willing to make changes. Invest in your personal growth. Read books, attend workshops, seek therapy if needed. The more you understand yourself, the easier it becomes to respect yourself and walk away from what does not serve you. Something that might be holding some of you back. Fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of what others might think. These fears can keep us stuck in situations that do not serve us, prevent us from walking away when we should. On the other side of fear is growth. Every time you respect yourself enough to walk away from something that's not right for you, you grow. You become stronger. You become more you. And yes, it might be scary. Yes, there might be uncertainty. But I promise you, the temporary discomfort of change is nothing compared to the lasting pain of staying somewhere you do not belong. What do you need to walk away from? What in your life right now is not serving you, not respecting you, not aligning with your values? It could be a relationship, a job, a habit, a belief about yourself. Whatever it is, I want you to consider walking away from it. But remember, walking away is not about slamming doors or burning bridges. It's about gently, firmly choosing yourself. It's about saying, thank you for the lessons, but this no longer serves me. You are the author of your life story. Every day, with every choice you make, you are writing a new page. When you respect yourself, when you walk away from what does not serve you, you are taking control of that story. You are ensuring that it's a story of growth, of self-love, of courage. Imagine for a moment the life you could create if you truly, deeply respected yourself. Imagine the relationships you could have, the work you could do, the impact you could make if you consistently chose what was best for you. That life is possible. It's waiting for you. But it starts with a choice. A choice to respect yourself no matter what. A choice to walk away from anything and anyone that does not align with your worth. A choice to believe that you deserve the very best that life has to offer. Will you make that choice? Will you choose yourself? Will you respect yourself enough to walk away from what's not serving you and walk towards the life you truly deserve? Remember, you are worthy. You are valuable. You are deserving of respect. And you have the power to create a life that reflects that truth. It won't always be easy, but I promise you it will always be worth it. You have always been worth it. And it's time you started living like you know it. This moment right here, right now is your turning point. It's the moment you decide to honor your worth, to respect yourself in ways you never have before. It's the moment you commit to walking away from anything that diminishes your spirit. This is not about running away. It's about running towards something better. It's about creating space in your life for opportunities that align with your true self. When you walk away from what does not serve you, you are not closing doors, you are opening new ones. The dreams you've put on hold, the aspirations you've tucked away because someone told you they were unrealistic, the parts of yourself you've hidden because you were afraid of judgment. It's time to dust those off. It's time to bring them into the light. The world needs you. Not a watered down version of you. Not a version that's been molded to fit someone else's expectations. The world needs the real you in all your unique, wonderful, imperfect glory. When you start respecting yourself, when you start walking away from situations that do not honor your worth, you give yourself permission to be that person. You create the conditions for your authentic self to thrive. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I do not know who my authentic self is? And that's okay. Self-discovery is a journey, not a destination. It's about peeling back the layers, about questioning the beliefs and habits you've accumulated over the years. What lights me up? What makes me lose track of time? What values do I hold dear? These questions can be your compass as you navigate towards a life that truly reflects who you are. Remember that it's okay to evolve. What serves you today might not serve you tomorrow, and that's fine. Respecting yourself means honoring your growth, allowing yourself to change and adapt. It also means being patient with yourself, building self-respect, learning to walk away from what does not serve you. These are skills. Like any skills, they take time to develop. There will be missteps along the way, moments when you fall back into old patterns. Do not let these moments discourage you. They are not failures, they are opportunities to recommit to yourself. The fear of disappointing others. We are social creatures hardwired to seek approval and belonging. But here is the thing: when you compromise your self-respect to please others, you are not really serving anyone. When you are living authentically, respecting yourself, and walking away from what does not serve you, you become a beacon. You inspire others to do the same. Your courage gives them permission to honor their own worth. So the next time you are tempted to stay in a situation that diminishes you just to avoid disappointing someone, remember this: by respecting yourself, by walking away, you are setting an example that could change someone's life. This journey of self-respect will also change how you view success. Society often defines success in terms of external achievements, money, status, possessions. But when you truly respect yourself, you realize that true success is internal. It's about being at peace with who you are. It's about going to bed each night knowing you honored your values. It's about having the courage to walk away from the good to make room for the great. As you cultivate this self-respect, you will find that your intuition becomes sharper. You will start to recognize more quickly when something is not right for you. That gut feeling, that inner voice, it's your self-respect talking. Listen to it. Trust it. It's there to guide you towards what truly serves you. Respecting yourself does not mean you become selfish or inconsiderate of others. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you respect yourself, you are better equipped to respect others. You understand the importance of boundaries, of honoring someone's yes and their no. You become more empathetic because you understand the courage it takes to be true to oneself. This self-respect will also transform your relationships. You will start to attract people who respect you as much as you respect yourself. You will build connections based on mutual understanding and appreciation rather than need or obligation. And when conflicts arise, as they inevitably do in any relationship, you will be able to address them from a place of self-assurance rather than insecurity. Life will still have its challenges, its setbacks, its disappointments. But when you respect yourself, these obstacles do not define you. You know your worth is not determined by external circumstances. You have the inner strength to bounce back, to keep moving forward. This resilience comes from knowing that you always have choices. Even in the most difficult situations, you can choose how you respond. You can choose to walk away. You can choose to respect yourself. This knowledge, this power of choice is incredibly liberating. Imagine yourself a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Imagine the life you could create if you consistently chose to respect yourself, if you had the courage to walk away from what does not serve you. Imagine the confidence you would exude, the peace you would feel, the impact you would have on those around you. Imagine the doors that would open when you stop settling for less than you deserve. Imagine the relationships you would build, the work you would do, the legacy you would create when you are living in alignment with your true self.